been a few weeks. 4th of July happened, and then, you know, there really wasn't much going on last weekend, or last week, so it's kind of just, it's odd. It's definitely odd. You're gonna bounce in and out before you settle in? Alright, my dude. And also, welcome, Vasquez. Welcome to the stream. Yes, that night shift is ferocious, my dude. I am sitting here wondering if I should jump in. No, I posted up a post in the group like a bit ago. I see a couple people joining in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just gonna let maybe a couple more people build in here before we start talking. I've got a little topic list this time though, so that will be fairly nice. It's also kind of impromptu. I don't think I really put much of anything on here until today. So, Global Part 2 is out. Yeah, I would grind out the stones, but like not really touch the banner, because like I said, those units are almost both forgettable. So yeah, I definitely would reap the benefit of the stones, but super jagged day. I don't want too much silence to go out, so I think while we're here answering the questions that do appear in the chat, as well as maybe just putting out the normal plug, so if somebody's listening to this a little later, they can kind of know the deal. So you already got a 100% Tech Gogeta and 90% God Goku if you're seeing Vegeta and Sin. Hey, yeah, that's what's up. The Sin isn't really like the best unit. He just kind of becomes a better leader for Shadow Dragon Saga. Gogeta becomes serious business once he easy ace. Hey, Seti, this is good. And then God Goku, he's the 90% you want. God Goku is one of the best easy A's that comes out of the celebration. He's just a monster. And he's like untouchable versus movie bosses. Vegeta's okay versus movie bosses. Like, he's a good universal movie bosses, but only versus movie bosses. Hey, Card Games, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Alright, we got Vasquez, Card Games, got Cedric. I'm gonna see if I can spread this a little bit. Like I said, it was kind of short notice. I definitely didn't lead into it well enough. But thank you guys for showing up to the stream. It means a lot. No audio. Wait a second. No, I have audio. No, Seti. Okay, wait. For Seti and Vasquez, can you guys hear me? Because Roberto is saying I don't have audio, and if that's the case, I do want to fix it. Hey, Zuzzy. All right, I just want to be sure. No, because I value your what's up. No, you're not late, bro. You're not late, Andre. I just started 6 minutes ago. You're fine. People are coming in. That's fine. But nah, Zuzzy, it's gonna be a party. You guys are streaming in, and then sweet. Thank you guys. You're just building Blue Vegito in 21. Look at you. Roguish tears. Hey, Mr. Edison. Welcome. So, this is good. This feels good. So, how's everybody doing tonight? The people that are currently in here, how is everybody doing tonight? Hey, Rising. Good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, you guys are both solid people. I don't know Seti as much as I know you, Vasquez, but you guys are both great, great people. An educated guess on Seti. He's been a very, 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 very steady supporter. You know, it's kind of weird, Seti, because Koitsukai is definitely like a good card, but like, it's kind of weird. Like, what are you using him against? You know what I mean? It's like if you face him against U7, I think that's his best place to be used, U7. But if you face against Trunks Jita, what are you hitting? Mecha Frieza and the Steadfast, they cut down to 2. Oh no, Andre, I remember you. I have the entire list pulled up. Don't you fret. I was just saying, like, I think Koitsukai isn't as useful as across the board as it used to be. If you have space, I definitely think you put Koitsukai in. But I don't think you make space for Koitsukai. Yeah, I guess real quick, I will just start it off. So basically, just wanted to say thank you guys for coming in. On top of that, we're just gonna like kind of ease into things. We've been having a pretty weird week, but I think a lot of things are going fairly well. So we're definitely going to be excited about that. And on top of that, I do want to give a shout out to the people that are kind of helping me grow this channel in a lot of good ways. That would be like PPG. PPG has allowed me to have a link. That link will be somewhere in the description, allowing you to pre-order One Piece as well as you know, pick up singles and sealed for Digimon and Dragon Ball. So that's pretty neat. We are about to get on to the first couple questions now that we have people coming in here. Monster Hunter. I love Monster Hunter, but my friend who plays the Monster Hunter game out of pretty much all of us the most, he's always on that game, and I just don't have the time to be on it. Like, Zuzzy, you should know, Monster Hunter does not play. Like, you stop playing for too long, you get left behind. Yeah, your friends can carry you, but it's like, it's not the same after that, you know? Hey! Thank you for stopping by to smash that like. Thank you, Pokebronx. Reppin'. So, now that we are here. Thanks, dude. Thank you. It means a lot to me. So, I mean, now that we're starting to fill up, we're going to go into some of the questions that are here. I'm going to start off with the one that is, it's like, it's weird. I'm not going to say isn't the most hype, because I think it is kind of like hype. But, when it comes to the direction of this channel, right? It's been put into a weird position. Not a bad position, but a weird position. What is that? I just heard something, and oh, thank you for the sub. Thank you, Megan. Feels nice. This is a lovely, lovely, lovely person. Lovely friend. Love her to pieces. So yeah, when it comes to the direction of this channel, I do like card games. I do love Dragon Ball Super, the card game. I enjoy dabbling in Digimon. I've been playing a lot with One Piece, and I think it's just like really fun. Thank you for sharing the link, sir. Thank you very much. And I do want to keep making content on those. However, I do have to note that the viewership for card games is a lot harder to scale up on than the viewership for games in general. Like, I can tell you some analytics right now. It was crazy. A couple weeks ago when I shared that post, it really did kill me that I was putting up 4 videos a week on this channel with almost 2,000 subscribers, and I was at like 7,000 views. But my like Dokkan/Legends channel was sitting up here at like 9,000 views, putting up 1, maybe 2 videos a week. That was just like absolutely wild to me, and it just kind of goes to show you that there's just a lot more viewership in the games. So I'm trying to really make a balance. I'm trying to upload more on my gaming channel without uploading less on this channel, because this channel is how I started my content creator journey, and it's where all you guys are. So I in no way, shape, or form want to kill off any hype or any consistency for this channel. So I'm trying to do both. That's why I've been asking everybody on my videos to just go and subscribe to my second channel, because if I can get monetized with the second channel, that's just it right there. Like, if I can just hit that monetization status, I'll just keep it rolling from there, and I won't have to cut any content from either channel. So that's pretty much where I'm going right now. On this channel, I do want to kind of keep it in the Bandai wheelhouse, mainly because you say that, but it's like, one, gameplay does get views, but you have to allot the amount of time. And right now, gameplay, I don't want to just put gameplay up on the screen. If that's what people want, if people just want me to record a game and just throw it up there, I'll do it. But if you've seen, my videos are generally like heavily edited. Like, I put the cards up when they get played the first time in the match. I keep a life counter. I put the names and all these things, you know what I mean? So it's like, I do try to make sure that my videos, when it comes to card games, are not going to be just stale, run-of-the-mill, we just put up games. And that's not negging anybody that says that, you know what I mean? If you just put up raw footage, that's a-okay. But I like to try to stand out, and because of that, sometimes it's really, really fun to do that. But it, well, I mean, Herberto, I put an hour-long limit, and I do best out of 3 on mine with sideboarding. So I try to make sure that people kind of get a real good feel for how long matches can take. It's just that sometimes it gets a little hard to edit, and when I find more time, I'll be able to do that. Like, if I can nail this job I'm going for, I'll probably have weekends off, and I'll be able to just sit here and maybe just dedicate a part of a Sunday to just making sure that I have gameplay up. Thank you, Mr. Keith. That means a lot. That definitely means a lot. But no, I hear you, Roberto. The gameplay is what's up. It's just a matter of making sure I have enough time to edit and balance everything else out. But yeah, man, that's the direction of it right now. I'm having a lot of fun with the card games. I need to get more into Digimon. I had like a Digimon plug who has like all the cards, but we just haven't been lining up the past couple weeks. And so with him, I was just going to do a lot of Digimon gameplay, because with him, I can just rush and roulette decks and kind of go. With Dragon Ball, it's like kind of yay or nay. We're working, you know. We are trying to work on it, but I'll do it. I'll do it. And then with One Piece, we're definitely gonna try to kick that off strong. Actually, I have here. It's a little package from Eggman. He just put me on his channel live not too long ago. Ooh. All right, so this is a present from Eggman. We've got the Eggman sticker, and on top of the Eggman sticker, we are able to procure a premium pack. This is awesome. That is a good idea. I could definitely do commentary. All right, so the Eggman sticker is gonna go on the side of my computer, no questions asked. And we're gonna open up the One Piece premium pack to see, you know, have the first One Piece cards I can own in my hand. All right, more deck profiles. I'm thinking that if I can get the cash revenue up a little bit, I will be a lot better at just putting up deck lists because I'll just own more cards. I like making decks with the stuff I have. So, okay, wait a second. Oh, this looks so cool. The premium pack. These are One Piece cards in English, yo. I am actually very excited. Thank you, Eggman. Shoutouts. Thank you for this this premium pack. This is awesome. But I can definitely get some more deck profiles on 100%. Armando is trashing Gamma. He said donate to his Cash App. Armando is trashing Gamma this morning. Look, Armando tests a lot more than I do. And I think Armando is a better player than I am. But everybody has bad takes at some point. I just don't know if this take is bad or if this take is educated. But like I said, Armando, he plays way more than me, so I trust his judgment. If Armando says Gamma's ass, then Gamma's ass. I just happen to do well with it. And a couple other people did too. So. Ah, man. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. I want to juggle all three of these card games, and but on the side, I want to be doing my Legends and Dokkan stuff on my second channel, and really just kind of really sink into that. That's what I want to do. He's not a blue player? Oh, au contraire. I think Armando plays any color that he feels is good. Armando is a very well-rounded player. He's very analytical. Armando's really, really good. Thank you for the Cash App donation, my guy. Yeah, I do own shirts, Aspira. I do. It's definitely just, it was a request. It was a request. And to answer you, Andre, I do think that Gamma is and by the way, thank you, Vasquez, for the donation. I think that Gamma is definitely, it's not broken. Untapping 3 is very strong. But thanks, Mickey. Gamma is very, very strong, but Gamma is, you have to build Gamma correctly just to function. Not even just to be busted, but just to function. Like, what lots of people don't realize is that Gamma's defense step is fairly weak, and Gamma doesn't naturally draw a lot of cards as a leader or an archetype. So you have to throw in the things like the monkeys. You have to, hey, TCGMetalZ, Chris, welcome. You have to throw in things like the monkeys. You have to throw in things like Realm of the Gods in the defense step, because Gamma doesn't accrue a huge hand. So what happens here is, when your floodgates don't work and your opponent takes it to the combo phase, that's your biggest moment to push cards out of my hand. When you start, everything has magic numbers in this game. You just have to figure out those magic numbers. And so when this happens, you put yourself in a position where you can potentially do extremely well. Like, for instance, my leader is 15k on the Awakened side. Oh, thank you, Heriberto. Thank you for the Cash App donation. No, thank you for that, dude. I was just saying though, when you're playing against Gamma and you're swinging on my 15k, do not swing for just 20k, because I will literally tap one, play Realm of the Gods, and go over you and cantrip, and you've done nothing. I've used an energy that I untapped, and I've gotten over the attack. But if you swing for 25k, I officially have to combo on top of the Realm of the Gods. You swing it for 30k, and you start getting into the realm where I might just let it through because I'm not trying to trade 3 cards for anything. So you are at a weird kind of point where you really, thank you, TCGMetalZ. Thank you, Chris. This means a lot. Cheesing for no reason. Cheesing for many reasons. I appreciate all you guys. But it's like, yeah, Gamma is not broken by any means. There's a lot of good, really good points where you can push Gamma through for a lot of unnecessary damage. You just really have to go through that. But Yeah, that is a major point. You don't want to get caught in the points where you're sitting here wondering, do I drop 2 cards or do I let it through? Because you'll probably drop 2 cards as long as they put you to a certain life total. So yeah, Gamma's just in a really weird space. If a person has enough floodgate hate, like if you can stop those Android 14s from coming through and consistently combo up to 25k, generally you're going to start pushing cards out of Gamma's hand, and it's going to become a race to see if they can beat you down before you beat them down. And make no mistake, Gamma is capable of beating somebody down. Cell's a monster. Android 17 has barrier and can keep stacking the field. The Android 17 and 18 Unison is destructively stupid and goes crazy the longer you let it stay on the field. You just don't want to. It's weird. Just don't think that because it's a blue deck that untaps energy that it can't walk you down. Because there were a lot of games that I was putting somebody on death's door at turn 5. And it was just a matter of they're staying in the game to see if they can bring it back. But I'm just like, bro, I'm going to win game 1. You can't kill me on game 2. So I'm going to just keep pushing you. And if you want to waste 5 more minutes in game 1 when you're at 2 life and cells beating down your walls, go ahead. So it just kind of is what it is. But yeah, no way, shape, or form do I think Gamma is broken. I just think Gamma's good. Too many restrictions. They can't even use certain blue cards to their maximum effectiveness, like God Sealing and stuff like that, you know? You said, gimme Debs and Monkeys? SETI, give you Debs and Monkeys? I mean, that's true. Andre, what deck were you playing against Gamma? Because I could feel like I could give a little more insight depending on if I knew exactly which deck you spoke of. Chris, we need to talk about this. We can talk about this. I talked about this in my last video when I put up my Gamma list. It's Indy has become scarily potentially scuffed. Potentially scarily scuffed. Oh, the Debs and Monkeys. I see what you're saying. Against hand destruction? That's fair enough. That is fair enough. Yeah, it's it gets a little sticky. It definitely gets a little sticky. But I mean, I don't know. This format is slowly changing. Like going into Otakon, you said Super Saiyan Guide Trunks with red flavor. Okay, so that is very weird because I do think that Black is in a, I'm not gonna say a bad space right now. I think Black is in a compromised space. I think it will. Well, I'll get to that in a second. You thinking Cooler might take a random majority top? I think Cooler is cooked right now. I think Cooler is in a very not good place right now. So right now, I think the meta of the game right now, the 2 most played decks in any tournament right now, I think are going to be Trunks Vegeta and Gamma. And with Trunks Vegeta being a deck that draws too much for the small cantrips of Cooler to stop, or anti-cantrips, like the small -1/-1s to really affect. And then you have Gamma, which doesn't draw as much as Trunks Vegeta, but Gamma can play the monkeys and they can start playing from energy if the hand gets too low. Green Cooler is one of my favorite matchups as a Gamma player. And so I do feel like, yeah, like if Gamma and Trunks Vegeta are the most played decks, Cooler naturally doesn't have a place to shine. And Cooler also sometimes takes the D from red aggro if the tempo isn't right. I think Cooler has a lot of good utility versus red aggro because you have Charismatic and Salsa and Neats if they start to go wide. But I also feel like there are times where it just really depends on who has the most momentum. But I see what you're saying. You said Dark Broly's and Yamchas and whatnot. Yeah, Black right now, a lot of people are afraid to play Black. And Black's also a known quantity. Like most people were prepared to play against Black already, but now Black is at I'm not going to say a significantly weaker position, but it's still a weaker position, and I think that leads to black not necessarily being the safest to play. Let me see what we've got going on here, right? I'm gonna look at more of the posts. So, looking at the post, we've already touched on. Let's see. I think it'll be mostly blue, yellow, Trunks Jita, similar to Nats, or mono yellow ends up proving. I think right now Trunks Jita is good enough as yellow. Like, I don't think Trunks Jita gains enough putting blue in to justify it, like, blowing up the entire meta, you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, Black, you said Black has no aggro, it doesn't have the greatest tools to compete in the mid-range late game. I definitely agree on that. Black's aggro has been stunted, and Black has never been the best late game color, and those combined just make it hazardous in a format where getting to the late game is almost just assured. Like, Black is naturally going to be put in the space where it doesn't necessarily want to go, and that's a problem. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's that for that one. But yeah, I think Trunks can go either way, but I also think that, like, it would not surprise me if Trunks was not able to. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw mono yellow. Like, you can. Well, yes, Herberto. Black has aggro. It's just not as bombastic as it used to be. I definitely can go there. I mean, it's kind of weird because, like, think about it. What deck right now screams aggro? Like, which deck in this current format is did you say aggro hatch yet? Stop it. Stop it. Okay, well, as I was saying, not a lot of decks right now can claim that they're aggro fiends. Like, what deck right now is killing somebody on turn 3? See, because Chris, I hear you on this, but I think a lot of people don't, like, a lot of people assume Gamma is like some mid-range late game deck, but I honestly do feel like Gamma is tempo. Like, I was playing one of the Hill Twins in why did I say one of the Hill Twins? I was playing Eon at in the Gunslinger, and he was playing U7 Goku, and he was not able. I won the die roll, and on turn 2 he ended up hitting me with the Goku counterplay, and the moment he did that and tapped himself out, I was able to play the androids, the dual color androids. I got a 17 out. I ended up swinging out my board. I used my my -4 on my Unison. So I swung with my leader, 17, dual androids, Unison, and Unison. That was 6 swings. He opened up the next turn with, like, I think 3 life, and I was able just to pressure him out for there. Gamma is not a mid to late game deck. Against green because of Salsa and Charismatic, and against red because of how many counterplays they have, Gamma has to kind of rely more on its barrier threats and its bigger threats. But Gamma can just, if you tap out, Gamma can just start turning sideways. If you don't have the ability to blow them up, Gamma can just start turning off sideways. Green is I mean, green is pretty aggro right now. Like, Cooler can be pretty aggro. GT is weird. I think GT is kind of like a less powerful version of U7. I'm not gonna front. What are the off-the-cuff decks you potentially see doing well in the upcoming events? I really do feel like Trunks and Gamma will be the most represented. U7 still has some legs because U7 can still tune itself to be more aggro to kind of catch some of these decks before they can stabilize. But even while being in that aggro space, it still has the ability to just side, or to have its bombs be some of the better top-end bombs. Like, U7 can play super aggro, but still clap you up with an SSBE Vegeta or a Ultra Mastery. Sin is not in a good place right now. I think most people are maining copies of Realm of the Gods. Like, Sin is just not in a good place right now. If Gamma can do something, I think SS3 can do something. I personally like Gamma more. I mean, obviously, we saw Bulma. Bulma's cancer. If you play Bulma, like, correctly, this format has not enough answers to deal with the way Bulma naturally wants to play. So, I definitely think Bulma can be doing well. But this is one of those formats where, like, almost anything can do well. Like, Ultimate Deck Cell can still do well, especially if your opponents don't really know how to play against it, because, like, it's the Thanos deck, you know what I mean? It is inevitable. If you let it get to turn 5 with half of its setup on board, it's going to do the same thing every single game. You're just going to get your hand dropped, so. That is a thing. Yeah, Bulma's a thing. Yes, Divine Presence gets in the cheeks. I mean, you know me, Seti. You don't have to tell me about Divine Presence versus Blue. I built a career presence off of Divine Presence. Yo, like, it's no, I mean, like, Chris, it's wild. You know the single sold out, right? I didn't even touch the single registration; they sold out, and so it's been kind of like it's been a weird point for me. And now I'm in the process of potentially getting a new job and moving, and that could all be happening in the next 30 to 60 days. That's a lot. Chris, I don't think they'd be wrong. It like legitimately, you're just not wrong. Like, he's a very, 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 like, Bulma's a very, very strong deck. And the more issue with it isn't that it's not strong, it's that lots of people don't really freaking play it because it's not necessarily the most fun deck. But if winning is fun, if not losing is fun, then Bulma's fun. you know? But yeah, Bulma is nasty, and Videl has some interactions that I don't think the game creators intended Bulma to have, so that's a thing. Chris, it's rough. Like last year, Gen Con had slots even when I was there at Gen Con. This year, Gen Con just filled up. I think it's because they got more hype in, you know what I mean? Like, the pricing just seems better. There's a whole lot riding on it, so I think Gen Con just really just went off. Let's see. I do have Total Crash saying that Bandai stated they will reveal cards from the new Zenkai series in the anniversary box during San Diego Comic-Con, and asking if it's too early and what you're expecting out of San Diego Comic-Con. So yeah, Chris, Videl definitely breaks game mechanics. Looking at San Diego Comic-Con, you know, we're not getting the new set until September. So, yes, I do think this is a little early for them to be spoiling Zenkai boost, or Zenkai series. However, you can't really ignore the hype train that is San Diego Comic-Con. Like, I mean, if you're not showing out at San Diego Comic-Con, you're just missing out. This is the best opportunity for anything of this nature to get out there and advertise. So do I think it's a little early? Yeah, I do. But do I think that this is the billboard? Yeah. Anniversary box, what? Anniversary comes out in November, October. Yeah, I think it's cool to be hyped. You gotta get the pre-orders going somewhere. Until we know what's in the set, nobody's gonna pre-order it, and we're getting to the point where you just kind of need to. Nobody likes to blindly pre-order. If I had to choose one deck per color, what would I choose? U7 Gohan for red, Gamma 1 and 2 for blue. Green is hard. Green is hard, but if I had to choose one, it would be Destroyer King's starter green Broly BR. That was fun for me. For yellow, yellow's a little hard. A little hard. Probably Mecha Frieza. Mecha Frieza was so broken, but it was so fun. Like old Mecha Frieza. And then for black, it would have to be Dark Broly. Those are my picks. Those are my picks. Oh, are you talking about of all time or just now? If you're talking about just now, yeah, if you're talking about just now, it would have to be U7 Gohan for red. It would be Gamma for blue. It would be Cooler for green. Trunks Vegeta for yellow. And black is such a toss-up, man. Like, black has no great choices right now. It just has good choices, I think. Yeah. I thought he did too. I thought he, well, I mean, I thought he just said like I thought he was talking about like my favorites of all time. Professor Spez says, why are you such a cutie? Easy. I'm not. Anti-cutie over here. Let's see. Seti said, you want for me to compare all my homies to anime characters? Find their counterparts, sir. Also, your most memorable moment of each TCG you played. The anime one is going to be a little hard. I'll try to give it some thought, but that one's going to be a little hard. As far as the most memorable moments of any TCG I played, oof. Thank you, Megan. And Andre, I mean, I just did. I gave both. I gave both so you can walk away with whatever answers you want. Most memorable moments for card games. Card Fight Vanguard. I saw a dude win by accident, and it was like just really awkward because we were playing for prizing, and the guy swings, and it was just gonna do like 1 damage, and so the dude was like, okay, cool, it's 1 damage, and he like dual drive checked, and it was like critical, and the guy was like, so like 3 damage, and the dude just like sat there like staring, and it just happened. Like, it just was like his opponent won on accident. And that was the day that I realized that Card Fight Vanguard was absolutely trash. For Magic, it was my first Star City Games Open $10,000 cash tournament. I thought I was decent because I could just play the game, and I had a good EDH group with really, really strong players. But I learned something that day, and that is that Magic has a very, very steep learning curve. A learning curve that's like very much so emulated by Dragon Ball Super. But Magic, you gotta have the skill. You have to have the polished skill to play. I got circles ran around me that tournament. It was very humbling because I was pretty decent at Yu-Gi-Oh! And so I was not used to being just like destroyed like that. So that was a very humbling experience. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has 2. The time I almost got robbed for Crush Card Virus out of Gold Series. That sucked. And then when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! On my 21st birthday, and I literally just got drunk the entire night before, slept in the car ride there, had like a mad like headache, and then I had a fake mustache on. And I went X1, my only loss being to Courtney Waller, a YCS champion, who had also been at the house with me drinking and practicing the night before. And I remember when they called my name for top 8, they were like, Chris Spencer, and like my friends were like, hey, and then I turned around and they saw the mustache, and then like a bunch of people were like, it's the mustache guy. And so I ripped off my mustache and I like yeeted it into the crowd. And when I saw people actually jump for that sweaty ass fake mustache, I was just like blown. Like, it was like one of the best birthday presents ever. It was crazy. So. Oh my gosh, that's so savage. Cowboy Priest, he said Gaga for game? And dude was just like, yeah, you got it. That's broken. That's absolutely broken. Oh, that's too powerful, actually. I don't know how I feel about that. The sauce was very strong. Sauce was very strong. So you said thoughts on the new champ pack and what stands out most to you? Well, you see, Mr. Brendel, I would need to check the champ pack because I have no idea what's currently in it. Dragon Ball Super Card Game. Let me see. I'm trying to find this. I really am. Bear with me. When it comes to the new champ pack. So let's see. Okay, so I'm here now. Yeah, shout out to U7 Gohan. Let's go. Always. Never not that. So if we're gonna look at the championship, right? Where is this new champ pack? Hey yo. I'm desperately trying to find this. Hey, Brandon, is the champ pack on Facebook? I'm actually trying to find this. I haven't played Master Duel in a long time, but it's not like you can just always brush up on your Yu-Gi-Oh skills. I'm sure if you wanted to play and I had the time, we could probably do it, you know what I mean? Looking at the new champ pack. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, Mr. Dude. Super Ligma triple threat. I think Ligma's okay. Ligma's all right. When this card is played, draw the one card, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards. It gains minus 15 power for the turn. So there's multiple ways to go into Ligma early. He's a little bit of removal, and he also draws a card, and you're already doing the things you're gonna do. Limit 1 if your leader card is a Doctor Mew card, and you have 3 more energy. You can choose up to 1 Nezzy, 1 BZ, 1 Rubik card from your drop. I mean, he ain't bad, man. He is not bad. So, I mean, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I'm still not, like, Rildo is a decent deck, so it is what it is. Like, it really do be. Sorry, posing for all these things. Like, it's so yeah. You said they didn't name that man Ligma. I mean, you caught it. So yeah, definitely Super Ligma. I mean, Super Ligma kind of has a nice ending to it. Let's go over. Now, I do think the 8-bit stamp looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. Now, you got Android 8 Failed Fighter. If you have a Commander Red card in play, reduce the energy cost. Look, I'm not even going to read the rest of this card. He is not a Commander Red with 2 cost. So, it's terrible. Like, this deck severely needed an Android 18 with 2 cost. I don't know what else to say here. I said Android 8. I meant to say Commander Red. This deck needed Commander Red that you could cheat out. Like, even if it was a vanilla, I don't care. You remember how they put Hero Dragon in a set and it was a vanilla and it just was like, bro, what are you doing? Yeah, look, that's all we needed, man. That is all we needed. We needed Commander Red vanilla. Put him in the champ pack. Give him the winner stamp. I don't care. That would have made Red Ribbon Army so much better. Yeah. Yeah, that just would have made it so much better. Let's see. You had to double check to make sure his name wasn't Super Ligma. Yes. The cooler one is definitely busted. I love the cooler one. It's just not as good as it could be. You know what I'm saying? Like, they definitely could have spiced it up a little bit more. But yeah, the cooler one isn't. Well, the cooler one is a really good card and a really bad deck. That's what I mean to say. It's really strong. Destruction for 1, point and click destruction for 1 is really powerful. Vegeta Frenzied Strike is just bad. Yeah, it gains plus. It turns into a critical, so you can play it, right? And only if you have the 3 more markers, and then it gains critical when the unison is placed in your drop. Bro, I'm okay with it. It's definitely not a bad card. To be honest, the more I read it, the better it seems. And yeah, so. Next, you have Shroom and Salsa. Tag Team of Terror. These look pretty cool. If your opponent has 4 more cards in their warp, this card gains Double Strike. 20k Double Strike that gets played for 1. Let's freaking go. And, you know, he gets to draw a card. Summon one card to your battle card from your opponent's drop stick. Bruh, yeah. Nah, this card's gas. Like, Shroom and Salsa is actually really gas. Let's not get it twisted. Then, yeah. So you said, Sedi, how do you feel about the format as a whole? Color balance, pace of game, skill level across the board? Bulma kind of warps this game a lot. Outside of Bulma, though, I think we're in a position where, like, we're not looking that bad, you know? I don't think we're looking that bad. You're not sold on Dripku? To be honest, I love the name Dripku. I made the name Dripku for this one. Dripku already existed as a supreme meme outside of this, but I'm not sold on Dripku, so you're not alone, Chris. Yeah, I don't know. This format is really good. There's a lot of player input that makes different decks good, but I think that there are still a few decks in the format that like really warp it. Like U7 is just a Randy smasher. Like U7 will destroy your butthole for just not playing good enough cards. And then past that, like Bulma is just ignorant. So I don't know. It's like neither yay or nay. So yeah, that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know. There are some gatekeepers here for sure. But I mean, I think Bulma is like, if Bulma is the worst gatekeeper, but like, I don't know, it's weird. I don't, like I said, I don't think a lot of players are gonna play Bulma. Like if we were at Gen Con, I think we're gonna see a lot more Bulma than not. But I don't think for Otakon. I think Bulma right now is almost like relegated to the realm of tryhard because it's just not fun to play. But if you want to win, then like, get it. You know what I'm saying? Nimbity's not. No, I think Nimba actually is in a good space. So Yeah, I really do think. I think Nimba can do some things. I do. Let's see. The power creep between some decks and colors is really big, and then again, it was only a matter of time. I think that from the whispers that I have been able to procure, I think that people should not necessarily sleep on the waves that are coming in this game. I think that everybody that likes playing this game now is gonna have a good time soon. I don't really know, but I've heard whispers, and I think I'm ready. I'm ready to hold on to my seats and wait for the next drop. Sin is annoying just because it's like it's gonna punish, like, I hate Mill. Mill punishes you for playing the game how the game was designed to be played, and I just don't think I feel much different about it. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at it. Answer your question before he asks. What was your question? I just want to make sure I answered your question as thoroughly as possible. But you said agree with Chris. I still love you. See, Dark Broly still works. Don't get me wrong. Like Andre, you may have started just listening to me recently, but Dark Broly was actually where I got a fair amount of my start. You know what I mean? Like, oof. All right, I got you. But yeah, Sir Mutton Chops, I'll be right on that one. But it's Dark Broly still works, but Dark Broly is weird. Its cards are good enough to pay 1 energy for, but not wonderful feeling for 1 energy. In this game, you need one energy for a 30k that does something on play is very, very good, but that 1 energy also costs 6 cards in grave, which the deck is going to not do as often as it could unless you really start super shooting the deck like Majin Buu's Extermination, things like that. So I feel like the way this current game is, we're at a weird space of Dark Broly being on the cusp of not enough and good. It can work, but I think that there are going to be a lot of games where you just get stripped out of sheer card quality. It's one of those games where you have to... Dark Broly is a deck where you have to work harder to do the same thing that certain decks are doing naturally. And anytime you set yourself up like that, you're potentially putting yourself in a position to get blown out just because you're not playing the same card quality. Yes, the Dark Broly leader does do a lot, but it is kind of, unfortunately, I think again, do not get me wrong. Go back on my channel. I was like, I'm not even trying to toot my horn. I was a Dark Broly pioneer. I was putting out videos on how-tos when the deck wasn't even popular. I have a match video that went viral in the community just because I was one of the first persons on camera to show that Dark Broly was one of the only decks capable in the format of smashing the crap out of Red Broly, because Dark Broly could skip a charge to stop Red Broly, but unlike most decks, skipping that 3rd energy did not put D-Bro in a position where it couldn't play. You just kind of stunned them for a turn and kept putting pressure on. So I definitely love Dark Broly. I just think that right now it's kind of weird, and it has received nerfs. Now, Sir Mutton Chop. So one of the most common comments is that local retailers aren't ordering as much DBS stuff and tournaments are dwindling. What do you think Bandai's app and will it help the game? No, Bandai's app is like beta testing right now. Like we are literally free beta testers for the app. However, I do think they are trying to. I do think they're trying to work on a unified system that's going to be easier to use across the board. I have kind of spoken on what I feel about what will get this game back up again. This game desperately needs better prizing, because so if a game has good prizing, it doesn't matter how it doesn't matter how good or how crappy the game is. The game can be, no offense, the game can be Yu-Gi-Oh! In its most toxic forms, but if I'm topping a regional and making $400, I'm gonna be playing. I know this because that's how I used to see it. That's how I played. So yeah, it really kind of do be like that. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Can be whatever game it needs to be, good or bad for format, but the prizing is fire, and so people are still playing. Dragon Ball needs to up its prizing in order to get more tournaments flowing. On top of upping its prizing, I think a better testing team will work. So I do think that a better testing team will help the game get into a position where formats feel less gatekeepy sometimes, but better prizing is going to draw players in. Good prizing will take players from other games, and then knowing Dragon Ball, one of the things that makes Dragon Ball a hard game to get into is that Dragon Ball's learning curve is so steep. You can't just go to a Dragon Ball tournament and blow it out just because you watch some videos. You'll get stomped into the freaking dirt, and that discourages lots of new players. Those new players end up playing games like Digimon, where you could kind of win off the cuff or come close, or at least feel like you were close to winning. So legitimately, if Dragon Ball Super had the second best prizing out of any TCG, but had the second best game mechanics and skill practice to win ratio outside of Magic, then Dragon Ball Super would simply be one of the most played card games outside of Magic. Like, it's not overtaking Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a Rolling Stone or Pokemon, but it would definitely be at the top of the non-big three if it had better prizing as well as its already phenomenal structure. But I think those are the two pieces it needs to flourish. It needs better structure in terms of prizing. It needs and along with that, it needs a better tournament structure throughout the year. And then lastly, it needs testers that aren't just looking to play the game, that are looking to break the game. Because when you have testers that'll break the game, you'll have so many things that don't make it out of the kitchen, or things that get sent back to be rebaked. You won't have half these green archetypes coming out dead if I was testing. Because I'd be like, bro, look, there's no reason for me to pick up this deck and play it. Zero. Can we work on this? Like, that's actually low-key my dream. That's my dream. I want to work with Bandai in order to help test for the game. Let's see. How you said good prizing about the game longevity? Yes. Yellow and red are nasty at the moment, and the new cell is not even funny exactly because of those reasons. Yeah. They shouldn't be a winner. I shouldn't be a winner until I local and pulling a $2 card from a pack. You are not wrong, but that, Ryan, is a precarious balance. I'm gonna try to like pull this up to a close soon. But legitimately, the way this works, let me see. So let's see. Looking at this, it's yeah, I definitely agree with you with the prizing, but that is the thing. They've had times where prizing was okay. When the game first released, there was at least 2 cards in each prizing set that were over like 40. Then they've had sets where prizing made people feel alienated, like, you know, thwarting or the 1-drop TP Broly BRs, and that is actually just a very big issue. So, like, that is kind of a thing. They make the TPs too strong, and the people who can't get TPs feel like they're at the mercy of a rabid secondary market. They make TPs too weak, people don't feel like playing. So I think at this point, we have to get to a point where they either just go ballsy on TPs and just let people sort it out, or in my opinion, these TPs need to be at a different system. Coming from Yu-Gi-Oh, I definitely feel like TPs should be higher rarity versions of some of the best cards that are played in the game. Like, for instance, right now, if you made the winners cards that we currently have, right? If you made the winners cards a winners counterplay UI Goku from the set, from the UI deck, let's see what else. Winners counterplay Goku in red. Make a Gamma card. Make the Android 14 negate a winner's TP, and then make. You know, that might be too archetype specific, but I let me back it up because I think it changed. I had a good one before, and I think it's changed now. I think Winner's Steadfast, like make it Winner's Steadfast. Hey, Crossworlds, welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll see, Ryan. I'm not sure if the higher rarity system would be necessarily bad in this game because I don't think it's bad in any game. I think you just have to choose correctly. Like, look at Steadfast. Steadfast right now is a, let's see, Sun Goku Steadfast. So you look at Steadfast Assistance, right? Steadfast Assistance is currently a 2 of in Dex right now, and it's still $13. So what if we had a winner's Steadfast? The same thing that this Vegeta, this Supreme Kai were. What if we had a winner's stamped Steadfast for regionals? That would instantaneously be a chase card for yellow players. It's just a staple yellow card. I think the Goku CP would be a little rough because it's R-type specific and U7 is kind of slipping on its top spot. But a couple months ago, a winner's Goku counterplay on a card that was only a rare would have been destructively good. Just nasty. So I think that having TPs that are relevant, that help people bling out their decks, as long as you're making them valid cards and you're making them cards that people are actually going to want, that's a thing. Because some of the times, these winners cards, you're just looking at them like, why? Like, this card's been reprinted 3 times. Why? SCR reprints, it would depend on the SCR. I think the SCR would need a certain amount of packs to already be elapsed for it to be good. Otherwise, you're just kind of spinning gears and invalidating cards way too early. So, Ryan, I get what you're saying. The reason why this is because the current ratios, you are guaranteed 2 SPRs per pack, or per box. And there's only going to be, what? Maybe 10 SPRs. Meanwhile, there are going to be closer to 12, 16 SRs. So a card that doesn't have an SPR is actually harder to pull in a playset than it would be a SPR set. And that is literally why some SPRs are cheaper than than cards that don't have SPR versions that are SRs. It's unfortunate, and I don't know how to fix that without making people mad, because the way to instantaneously fix that would be to make it 1 SPR per box. But do you want to go down to 1 SPR per box? Like, that's the thing, though. Sir Mutton Shop's gold stamped leaders would be cool, but I think they're doing it right as is, leaving those for prizing and like Nats and stuff like that, because you have to think, you want to be able to build play sets of these prize cards. If they make gold stamped leaders, it only takes a good half of a regional season for those leaders to be over circulated at that point. Ryan, I get that, but like I said, the only way they could superficially fix that would literally be just a curb stomp the amount of SPRs per case per box, and that would suck. Well, no, because if you swap those ratios, that wouldn't, hey Dane, if you swap the ratios between the SPRs and the SCRs, that would be really weird. You get 2 SPRs per box, but then get like 3 SPRs, or 2 SPRs per case. I think people would start swinging, and that would make SCRs invalidated at that point. I personally think that they could get away with putting 1 SPR per box. I think they could get away with that. I think people would be annoyed, collectors would be annoyed, but I think it would really help the economy of boxes being worth something. But I think that they would also need to pick SPRs better. There are just certain cards we don't like. We didn't need this entire chain of super combos to be SPRs, and if we got them as SPRs, there were a couple of them that needed to be tweaked so that they actually felt usable. Because some of these SPRs, it sucks when there's an SPR dog water. Like Open the Gates of Hell, that yellow giant ball that needs Spirit Boost. Like that was like a 50-cent SPR on release. I think it was closer to like $4, but that should tell you something. A $4 SPR on release, disgusting. So, but yeah, I'm glad to see everybody here. I'm glad that Crossworlds hopped in. That was a cool shout out. Glad that Dane showed up. I'm glad that everybody showed up. Sir Button Chops, I'm scrolling back up to your question. You said since you guess what you mean is since the app is in beta, players are being asked to use it. Do you think it'll have a negative impact because it's so rough around the edges? I'm a Bandai shill, so I don't like speaking bad about anything they really do unless I really, really feel like it's an outcry for like, you know, justice. But like, I think the app should have been tested a lot more before we got to it because it's confusing a lot of players. Players don't necessarily know how their invites are going over. And I got an email, I still have to do it, but I have to port my invite over to this new app. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if it was the right move to bring it out right now. I think it could have been a lot more polished. I think with the game already feeling like it's waning and waxing and stuff like that, I think, oh no, Chris, I've got a full playset too. I'm waiting. Card looks sick. But no, really, in terms of that, I do think that, yeah, I am kind of waiting for something to happen there as well. I think I am. So, I'm gonna give it like 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go for the night. I'm really excited as much as you guys came here, as you guys did. It means a lot, and we're gonna try to keep it moving for the next couple weeks. It will be a little weird because, like I said, I am potentially cracking on to another job. And on top of getting on to another job, that could be a point where I am moving as well. You missed all the talks about all the cards, but I am glad you showed up anyway. Thank you for the support, man. But does anybody have any last minute questions that I can kind of scooch out real quick? I'll give it like 2 minutes for the going rate. The job, it's actually potentially a extension for, it's an extension of kind of what I'm doing now. Moving to, well, hopefully moving to another company perhaps that has a lot of room for expansion and could potentially put me in a position where not only are my hours better, like I'm talking like actual Monday through Fridays, but you know, there's a lot. There's a lot that's good. Let's see, you think Gamma could fall out of meta next set? You think they're gonna add stuff to the deck? Honestly, like I said, from whispers I have been kind of picking up on. And also, like, I'm not sure if you were playing when set 10 came out, but the introduction of Unisons blew the game in a completely different direction. So I think that the introduction of a Zenkai mechanic, whatever it's going to fully be, is probably going to hit the wave the same way. I think they're banking a lot of this, and I think Ultimate Squad was a cooldown set. Realm of the Gods was so freaking hype, and I think Ultimate Squad was a set that they knew was going to be the calm before the storm. So I don't expect many of the decks that are currently good now to be dominant once Zenkai comes out, because I think they're really going to kick it out. Like, just look at it. They're releasing 4 starter decks. 4 whole starter decks. 4 leaders on top of the 9 to 10 that will already be in the next set. It's about to be crazy. And I think the only reason why they're doing that is because the mechanic is going to force you to play leaders that maybe have a different sort of cadence or flow. So I think that when it comes to that, that's a huge thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think that it's really telling that they are introducing 4 more leaders on top of the 9 to 10 that are already going to be in the set. So the leaders are probably going to all operate a little differently to accommodate whatever this Zenkai mechanic is, and I'm ready for it. So yeah, I don't expect Gamma. Now Gamma is weird because I think Gamma could very well get support. I mean, eventually we're going to get movie cards, so I think it's 2 sets from now. So I think Gamma could very well get support, but I mean, that's probably looking at the second Zenkai set, not the first, based on the little leaks in the, not leaks, but the information in the distributors. Thank you for wishing me the best. Thank you. I am very, very excited to keep going, and I'm very, very happy to have your support. What do I do for work? I do property management. I sell, lease, rent, housing, so. But I'm very much so on the commercial side, not like the big bucks side, which is why you have me trying to constantly balance. But yeah, no, Ryan, you're right. You're right, it revolutionized everything. So I'm gonna go now. Thank you guys for joining in. I had a lot of fun talking to you all. Had a lot of fun seeing you guys here. Thank you guys for supporting. You guys all smacked that like button. I was very happy to see that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Remember to subscribe. You can't really comment here unless you are subscribed, so I know you guys are all subscribed. But if you want to do me a favor, you want to support the channel, just go down to the description, click on the link for UniverseXDB, and just hit that subscribe button. You can unsubscribe after I hit 1,000 and I announce that I am monetized, but it would just be a lot of help for me. Thank you, Megan. Thank you. You know, yeah, let's ball indeed. Now, Ryan, you're not wrong. They probably will release Gamma in another color, but hopefully not. Hopefully they learn their lesson of releasing support that has nothing to do with the color before. So yeah, thank you guys. You guys have a great night. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next Monday.